Hey everyone, so welcome back to another video on our channel, and this video is going to be about the TCS ongoing hirings that are going on for 2025 batch students. This is one of the hirings that have been a mass hiring going to be, and this is also going on for priority colleges right now, but it is going to be live for all of India off campus hiring as well within few months. You can expect this. So this hiring, most of the students already received their interview updates and they're going for their interviews one by one. Many people are going through their interviews. For some, the interviews are already completed. For some, it is still going to happen. So one of such students who have recently completed their interview, we're going to discuss their interview experience in this video and what questions they ask to that particular candidate. So let's start. But before moving on, if you're new to our channel, make sure to click on the subscribe button, join our Telegram and WhatsApp from the description box link, and also make sure to click on the bell icon after subscribing, because we post multiple hiring, onboarding and interview updates every day regularly. Make sure not to miss out. So let's see this particular interview and let's understand what these questions are all about, whatever the questions people are asking to those students who are going for the interview for TCS NQT. So let's see. So this particular interview experience is going to be for TCS Ninja students, and TCS Ninja interview asked candidates whatever experience they faced. We are going to discuss that. First ever topic was regarding the resume you should prepare, which I have mentioned in my interview preparation strategy video. Whatever you have mentioned in your resume, every single thing you should have proper knowledge about. If you don't know something, don't mention it in the resume. If you're writing something in the resume, then make sure to know that. Okay. Next thing, that first the question that people are going to ask in the ninja interview that the students faced was the intro. Okay, basically they will ask that tell me about yourself or tell me about some details. So basically introduce yourself. In this particular questions answer, you need to introduce yourself and you need to give some details about yourself. Don't give unnecessary details what is not going to be relevant. Give details about your academic career, your professional career, your education. These things you should give. Okay, which college you have done degree from, what stream was your in your degree, what's top proper subjects, or what was your favorite top subjects. You can add that. If you have done some internship, you can mention that. Make sure to mention that, because this is going to be very important as well. These things you should add in your introduction. Next, there is going to be some questions from some basic topics. Okay, so what this particular student faced, let's see. First of all, he got questions from OOPS concept. Okay, so object oriented programming is going to be a very important topic in this particular interviews. OOPS concept, there will be 4 pillars of OOPS. Okay, there will be example from this particular questions. They might ask you real life example about any particular pillar of OOPS, or they might ask you real life examples as well. There might be questions from the deep copy, shallow copy. This type of different questions might be there. Okay, what is late binding, early binding? This type of questions also they can ask. Okay, if they're going for deep knowledge. Okay, so make sure to prepare very carefully about OOPS. Next important topic is going to be SQL. So SQL is one of the most important and most asked questions in the TCS interviews. If you are not efficient enough in SQL, make sure to watch our playlist. There we have taught the whole basic level of SQL, whatever is going to be asked in an interview of TCS Ninja level, and also even higher than that. We have discussed that in this particular playlist. You can go, I'll give you the link in the description. Make sure to revise it once. It will take hardly 1 hour if you're watching it in 1.5x. Go and revise that. Your SQL will be done. Next questions that he got is going to be from DBMS. So he got asked from DBMS. So the database management system was the topic, and it is different from SQL. Yes, because SQL will be mostly query related, and DBMS questions will be mostly your concept related to DBMS. So there might be questions related to joins or ACID properties or concurrency transactions. These things might be there. Okay, these things you need to prepare carefully. Next, he got asked about projects, whatever projects they have mentioned, because everyone has done some project in the final year. So they have asked what was your project, explain it. So you need to explain the details about your projects. Don't go in too much detail. Just understand, just make them understand the problem statement and what ways you have adopted to solve this particular problem statement. Okay, and after that, if they might going to ask you what challenges you faced during this project. Okay, because obviously if you are doing some project, there is going to be multiple challenges you face and how you solve them, what technology you used, okay, or what methods you used to solve these questions. Okay, this might be your questions from projects. For Ninja, they're not going to go in depth in the project. They're not going to ask you the technical details about the project. Basic programming questions they might ask, okay, you can expect at least one basic programming questions, okay, and the programming questions will be very basic level, whatever you have learned in your second year or first year, that is going to be about that only. Language specific questions, if they ask, is going to be only basics, like suppose you have mentioned that I use Java for programming, or they might ask you also like which language you use for programming. So you might use Java or C sharp or C++ or Python, anything. So they're going to ask some language specific questions. If you are already using that language, you should know these basic things, because this is going to be very basic only. Okay, they're not going to ask very deep questions from any coding or any part, because this is for ninja role. Next, there are going to be some HR type questions as well, some behavioral questions as well. What questions? Because strength and weakness they might ask. What was your strength? What is your strength and what is your weakness? Mention those. So make sure to mention very carefully, and do not say anything that is very important as your weakness. Okay, do not say something that I cannot do communication or I cannot communicate. Don't do say these things. Okay. So next question they might ask is going to be why you choose TCS, why you want to join TCS. What if you have offer letter from other companies? Will you still join TCS? These type of questions they might ask in the behavioral section as well. Next question was about your flexibility. Like, are you flexible with different working in different shifts? Might be night shifts. Or are you flexible to work from different locations? If you are not getting your preferred locations or going for a separate city, are you flexible to go for that? And the final questions was like some behavioral questions will be like that only. This type of question which I have mentioned in the top two, this type of other questions might be there, you should prepare accordingly. So this was the TCS Ninja interview candidate given experience. If you have any other queries regarding this, or if you have already given your interviews, make sure to comment on your experience as well, so that we can cover, and everybody who are preparing for these interviews, make sure to they can also prepare accordingly. So that's it. If you have any other queries regarding this, make sure to comment down.